Let me guess. Your salmon usually turns out dry, a little tough, and, well, kinda sad? We've all been there. You shelled out good money for a beautiful piece of fish, only to cook it into something you'd be a little embarrassed to serve. But what if I told you the problem isn't you, it's how you're cooking it? And that amazing pellet grill in your backyard is the secret weapon for the most perfect, flavorful salmon you've ever had. So forget everything you think you know. Today, we're fixing your salmon problem for good. Before we do, make sure and hit that subscribe and like button for more pellet grill tips, tricks, and recipes. There's a good reason so many of us are a little scared to cook fish. Salmon is delicate, and it can go from absolutely perfect to overcooked in a heartbeat. It's way too easy to get stuck in a rut, making the same old boring baked salmon again and again. But your pellet grill? It's a total game changer. It's not just for big cuts of meat. Its incredible temperature control makes it the best tool for the job. Today, I'm going to show you 4 totally different, life-changing ways to make salmon on your pellet grill. We're not just talking about a single recipe, this is a whole salmon playbook. We'll kick things off with a can't-mess-it-up classic grilled style that comes out perfect every single time. Then, we'll do a true low and slow smoked salmon that is just mind-blowing. After that, a sweet and sticky glazed salmon that's a total showstopper. And for the grand finale, we'll master the elegant cedar plank salmon, a method that packs in unbelievable flavor. By the end of this, you'll be a salmon pro, ready to impress literally anyone. Before we even think about firing up that grill, let's talk about the fundamentals. Getting these things right is the difference between okay salmon and great salmon. First up, the fish. If you can, grab a fresh, high-quality salmon fillet with the skin on. That skin is your best friend. It's like a natural shield that protects the fish from the direct heat, keeping the whole thing moist and together. Wild caught is amazing for its deep flavor, but a good quality farmed salmon will work beautifully too. Next, a little prep goes a long way. You have to pat the salmon completely dry with paper towels, bone dry. This helps your seasonings stick, and more importantly, helps the skin get crispy instead of soggy. And finally, this is the golden rule. Cook to temperature, not to time. Every single fillet is a different size and thickness. The only way to guarantee perfection is to use an instant read digital thermometer. Now, the USDA says to cook salmon to 145 degrees, but ask any chef, and they'll tell you that's usually too high. For that super moist, tender, flaky salmon, you want to pull it off the grill when the internal temp hits between 125 degrees and 135 degrees. It'll continue to cook for a few minutes after it comes off the heat. That's called carryover cooking, and it will land at a perfect final temperature. All right, let's start with the foundation. This is your go-to, your weeknight warrior, the method that's basically foolproof. It's simple, clean, and lets the beautiful flavor of the salmon do all the talking. First, get that pellet grill preheating to a medium-high heat, shooting for somewhere between 350 degrees and 400 degrees. While that's coming up to temp, take your super dry salmon fillet and brush it all over with some good olive oil or avocado oil. Then, just season it simply. A good sprinkle of kosher salt and coarse black pepper is honestly all it needs. Once the grill is hot, it's go time. Here's the key. Place the salmon skin side down directly on the grates. Then, and this is important, leave it alone. Don't poke it, don't flip it. The skin protects the fish, and as it crisps up, it'll release from the grates on its own. This should take about 15 to 25 minutes, depending on how thick your fillet is. Start checking the internal temperature at the thickest part after about 12 minutes. Remember, we're aiming for that 125 degree to 135 degree sweet spot for a perfect medium. When it hits the mark, just slide a thin spatula between the meat and the skin and lift the fillet right off. You can leave the skin on the grill for a super easy cleanup. Let it rest for a couple of minutes and that's it. Simple, elegant, and absolutely perfect. Okay, now it's time to unlock the real magic of your pellet grill. Hot smoking salmon is a completely different world. It gives you a fish with this incredible deep smoky flavor and a texture that's so tender and flaky, it's almost like silk. For this one, we're going low and slow. Set your pellet grill to a temperature between 225 and 275 degrees. This is where your choice of wood pellets really gets to shine. For salmon, you want to use milder fruit woods like alder, apple, or cherry. They give a beautiful, delicate smoke that won't overpower the fish. While the grill's heating up, let's talk about the rub. A simple mix of brown sugar, salt, paprika, and garlic powder is a fantastic place to start. Pat your salmon dry, then cover the top of the fish with a generous layer of the rub. Let it hang out for about 30 minutes to really let those flavors sink in. Place the salmon right on the grill grate, skin side down, and make sure there's some space around it so the smoke can work its magic. Now comes the hardest part, being patient. This isn't a quick sear, it's a slow smoke. It could take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours depending on your grill temp and the salmon's thickness. Keep that lid closed as much as possible to trap all that smoky goodness. You'll want to pull the salmon when it hits an internal temperature of around 140 to 145 degrees. For this hot smoked style, a slightly higher finishing temp is perfect. It gives you that classic flaky texture you're looking for. The result is a savory, smoky, and unbelievably delicious piece of salmon that's incredible on its own, flaked over a salad, or as the star of a fancy appetizer board. If you want to make a salmon that people will be talking about for weeks, this is it. We're going to create a sweet and savory glaze that caramelizes on the fish, creating this sticky, irresistible, and ridiculously flavorful crust. First, preheat your grill to around 350 degrees Celsius. The glaze options are endless, but a great easy one is just some melted butter and maple syrup. You could also get creative with honey, soy sauce, brown sugar, or even a splash of bourbon to deepen the flavor. Get your salmon ready just like you did for the classic style. Pat it dry, oil it up, and season with salt and pepper. Place it on the grill, skin side down. Now here's the absolute most important part of this whole thing. Don't put the glaze on yet. If you do it now, the sugar will burn way before the salmon is even close to being cooked. Let the salmon grill for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until you think it's about 10 minutes from being done. The top of the fish should be firm to the touch. Now you can brush on a thick, generous layer of your glaze. Close the lid and let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. That's all it takes for the glaze to heat up, thicken, and get all bubbly and caramelized without burning. Pull the salmon off when it hits your perfect temp, between 125 and 135 degrees. What you get is a fillet that's juicy and tender on the inside with a glossy, sweet, and savory crust on the outside. It's a total flavor bomb. Our final style is a grilling classic that not only adds another amazing layer of flavor, but also looks absolutely stunning when you serve it. Cooking salmon on a cedar plank steams the fish while infusing it with a fragrant, woodsy smoke that you just can't get any other way. The first step, and you can't skip this, is to soak your cedar plank. You need to submerge it in water for at least an hour. This keeps it from just catching fire on the grill and helps it smolder and create that aromatic steam. Preheat your pellet grill to about 350 degrees. While it's heating, get your salmon ready. Pat dry, oil, and season. You can go simple with salt and pepper, or a lemon and herb blend works fantastic with the cedar flavor. Once the grill is hot, you can toss the soaked plank on the grates by itself for a few minutes until it starts to char and you can smell the smoke. Then, lay your salmon fillet right on the plank, skin side down. Put the whole thing back on the grill and close the lid. The fish will cook with gentle, indirect heat and get bathed in all that fragrant cedar steam. It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes, but you know the drill by now. Trust your thermometer. Cook it until the salmon reaches an internal temperature of 130 to 135 degrees. The best part? You can serve the salmon right on the plank. It looks so rustic and impressive. The flavor is elegant, aromatic, and it's a surefire way to make any meal great. And there you have it. 4 completely different, totally incredible styles of salmon, all cooked to perfection on the pellet grill. Here's our classic grilled salmon. It's clean, simple, and has that perfect flake. This is your trusty go-to for any night of the week. Next, the low and slow smoked salmon. You can see that deep, rich color from the smoke, and the texture is dense but still so tender. This is what you make on a lazy weekend when you want to create something really special. Then, we have our showstopper, the sweet and sticky glazed salmon. Just look at that gorgeous caramelized shine on top. This is the one you pull out when you really want to wow somebody. And finally, the elegant cedar plank salmon. It's so incredibly moist and you can smell that amazing woodsy aroma. This is how you turn a simple dinner into a memorable one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button for more pellet grill tips, tricks, and recipes.